Hello and welcome back to Hello and welcome back to TEW 2016. I am here once again with my 2016 save. This is the draft era save. We are here at episode 5, the third Monday Night Raw. If it's 5, then it should be the third episode. The third episode of Raw. So let's get going with it. The last Raw before SummerSlam, I have a couple pre-show matches, 2 pre-show matches. So let's see how they do. I wanted to put Carlito in a one-on-one match, and he'll get better as he gets more over. He'll get better. He beats R-Truth. Well, Sheamus beats Swagger. I mean, why wouldn't he beat Swagger? All right, Mick Foley is in the ring to start the show. Foley says, for about a month now, we have been saying the Cruiserweight division is coming to Monday Night Raw. But the hype is over, and it begins tonight. But at SummerSlam, the first ever World Cruiserweight Champion will be crowned. Now, we have scoured the entire world to find the best cruiserweights, but now let me announce the participants in the 6-man ladder match that will determine the first ever World Cruiserweight Champion. First up is Zack Sabre Jr. Secondly is the returning Evan Airborne. Thirdly, we have the new sensation Ricochet. Next is the returning The Brian Kendrick. And finally, the returning former World Heavyweight Champion Rey Mysterio. And you may be asking, wait, that's only 5. Well, the 6th participant will be decided by a 10-man battle royal, which will be next. Lastly, it's time to explain the rules of the Cruiserweight division. First, an obvious one. You must weigh in at or less 205 pounds. Secondly, each month, the number 1 contender for the World Cruiserweight Championship will be chosen by the champion. And I couldn't write anymore, but I have the rest in my mind now to say it. The Cruiserweight Champion will choose a challenger based on who has won matches that month. He can choose anyone that has won a Cruiserweight division match in that month. He can choose his number 1 contender at the beginning of the month. He could choose it at the end of the month, but no matter who he chooses, he will compete for the Cruiserweight Championship in that month's pay-per-view. And I imagine Mick Foley would throw in a "Have a nice day." I expected this to do a little worse, to be honest, so yeah. And about it had subpar wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. Cedric Alexander won a battle royal in 12-11. The other members of the Final Four were Sin Cara, Trent Beretta, and Epico, with Sin Cara being the final elimination. Epico got the most eliminations over the course of the match. Lots of very good gimmicks. 1 average, 1 below average for TJ Perkins and Coda. Yeah. Oh well, fun babyface Coda isn't doing the greatest. He improved on it, so whatever. So Cedric Alexander joins the 6-man ladder match. All right, that should have been Drew McIntyre. I'm not switching it. Fuck it. Just like last week, pretend that is Drew McIntyre. Last week we had to pretend Big Cass was Big E. Well, this week, pretend that that's Drew McIntyre. Anyway, Seth is backstage with Stephanie in her office saying, "Wow, Raw's gonna have 2 top titles with a brand new World Cruiserweight title and a Universal Champion named Seth Rollins." Steph said, "Well, Seth, we don't know until we know, but I am gonna give you the chance to prove just how good you are tonight before this Sunday when you team up with Rusev to face Finn Balor and Sami Zayn." But that isn't the main event because the main event will be you and Cesaro. Seth says, wait. Sir, you are putting me in a match with a fresh Cesaro right after I have a match? I have my match? And Steph says, well, not exactly. Your match is first and is next, and Cesaro will have to compete right before the main event, but I don't know against who. Seth says, well, looks at Drew McIntyre and says, what about him? He points to Drew McIntyre, who is standing just off camera. The camera cuts to him. Seth says, Well, he did just sign a contract. Why not? Drew, get ready. And Drew McIntyre says, you won't regret this. I'm surprised Drew Gulak's overness didn't kill this completely. I mean, it killed it, but not completely. Whatever. Alright, Seth Rollins defeats Sami Zayn. Well, Seth Rollins and Russo defeat Sami Zayn and Finn Balor when Seth beats Sami with the pedigree. Good job, Seth Rollins. Good job, Seth Rollins. Alright. Paul Heyman comes out and cuts a promo. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. I'm not even going to try to say Brock Lesnar like he says it. He's just amazing. Anyway, what Randy Orton said on SmackDown was right. At least part of it. Because Brock Lesnar isn't here to entertain these people. He is here to entertain himself by systematically destroying every single person the WWE puts in front of him. He was also wrong because it's not that Brock couldn't handle a schedule. He just didn't want to because he wanted to go to the UFC and he wanted to conquer the Octagon, which he did. And in just his third fight in the UFC, he beat legend Randy Couture to win the UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. The man who did what you tried and failed to by breaking the streak of The Undertaker. And Mr. Orton, that is who you're up against this Sunday. Spoiler alert, you won't win. And good promo by Paul Heyman. Good rating. Alright. Yes. Make Darren Young great. Make Roman Reigns great again. Yes. Backlund is backstage with Roman and Darren. They're doing push-ups and he's yelling at him, do faster. Grr. Mick Foley walks into frame. Hey, you guys last week. Last week, Roman, you and Darren look great as a team. So tonight, you will go into action against the Dudley Boys, and that match is next. Have a nice day. Backlund yells at them some more. Roman looks like once again looks like he just wants to destroy Darren Young, but he holds himself back. You know, he wants to destroy Darren Young. This is all his fault. And a decent match. I mean, I know they have no chemistry. These two have no chemistry as partners, but I mean, Roman spears Bubba, beats Bubba. Yay! Time to make Darren Young great again. Alright, and after the match, they celebrate. And I mean, Darren and Bob Backlund are overly celebrating. Roman's like, I'm the one that got the pin, yet they're going over the top and shit. Whatever. Alright, Finn Balor backstage. Seth, earlier tonight, you beat Sami Zayn, not me. And this Sunday, you won't have me to deal with. You will have the Demon King, and he will not lose to the likes of you, Seth. Not even mommy can save you now. I'm referring to Stephanie McMahon. Yay. Alright. Music video is shown to promote Charlotte. She's in action next. And a 53 match. Sasha was on commentary. And I didn't feel like writing a segment after this real fast. But just Sasha stands on top of the announce table after the match and raises the championship high. I didn't want to have to create a separate segment for that. So, yeah. Awesome. Kevin Owens comes down before his match. Owens says, everyone all week has been asking me, why did I attack poor, defenseless, good-for-nothing Neville? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he was stealing my spotlight, and nobody gets in my spotlight right when Mark Henry's music hits, and he comes out for their match. So, Mark Henry steals Kevin Owens' spotlight, and Kevin Owens dominates Mark Henry. And in 5 minutes, he dominates Mark Henry. Boom. Done. And after the match, Neville comes out and chases Owens off. Owens, I guess, I didn't write it in, but I guess Owens was looking like he was going to do something more to Mark Henry or something, and Neville comes down and runs Owens off. Whatever. It popped a good rating. Alright, Big E is back, and Kofi is with him, and they walk to the ring with no silliness about them. And the announcers put over Xavier Woods isn't here tonight because of what the club did to him last week. Big E says, Anderson, Gallows, you two have crossed the line. Kofi says, it takes a lot to get us in this kind of a mood. And Big E says, and now that you have us in this mood, we will destroy you too. Anderson and Gallows' music hits, and they come out. out on the stage, and Anderson says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We were just having a little fun with ya." Kofi says, "We aren't in the mood for jokes. Now get down here so we can hurt you." And Anderson says, "Actually, we aren't scheduled in a match, but you two are." And then Axel, Bo Dallas get dominated, destroyed. Yeah, I imagine this is just a 5-minute match where they could be pinning them at any point, but they're just kicking them in the face and stomping on them more just to convey how angry they are. But afterwards, Anderson and Gallows attack them from behind again through the crowd. I would say at this point they would go to a commercial, and when they come back, Kofi and Xavier are backstage fighting with them, and Xavier and Kofi, New Day and Club are fighting backstage, where Kofi and Big E are getting the upper hand right before security breaks it up. So heading into the Sunday, Big E and Kofi look strong. The Club looks strong. Everyone looks strong in this scenario, except for maybe Xavier. Oh, no. Local C drive. Why? Why must this happen to me right now? I would redo the entire recording, but I don't feel like it. I really don't. Because I have something to do right now in a few minutes. So, work. Open. Game open, please. Thank you. I have something to do in like 5 minutes, and I don't have time. I won't have time to record it. So we'll run through and see if anything's changed. Nope. I don't. That got better, I guess. That got better, I think. Worse, better, same, worse by a couple points, better by a couple points, about the same, I think a point or two better, same, worse, same, worse, better, well, okay, something's happening here. Why me? I'm going to have to... I think I'm gonna have to scrap the segment after that, and I'll just explain to you what it was. For some reason, the segment after that is not gonna be working for some reason, so let's see here. After the New Day stuff, it would be Jericho. Okay, so basically, Enzo and Cass would just be doing like a little funeral thing for Jericho's career or whatever. So let's add some time. Might as well add time there. Add time here. Alright, let's hope that did it. And if I have the runtime error again, you will not be seeing this on YouTube. Alright. Of course! Of fucking course! I guess I could have changed that back to Drew McIntyre, but whatever. Okay, yes. Good. Thank God. Thank freaking God that didn't happen again. Okay. And good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Cesaro defeated Drew McIntyre when Drew McIntyre was disqualified, when Seth Rollins ran in, attacked Cesaro with a chair, and at this point Seth is just in the ring trying to get the referee to ring the bell. But then Drew McIntyre lays him out with a Claymore kick, which I'm still having Drew have the Future Shock, even though it's like the same thing as the Dirty Deeds pretty much, except for the fact that it's not going to be double underhooked, it's just going to be a single underhook thing. Like, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I'm still, yeah. Alright, that happens. Then Cesaro and Seth Rollins go on to have a match for 11 more minutes. Seth Rollins pulls double duty. Cesaro pulls double duty because it was back-to-back. Seth wins with ropes for leverage. Seth Rollins then grabs the mic and says, "Now, Finn, Now, Finn, that is what's going to happen to you at SummerSlam." And show got an 80. So I think it got about the same as last week. It got better than SmackDown, last week's SmackDown. So, man, I am pissed off right now. I am pissed off with that runtime error. It was not. It just was not ideal. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you like this episode, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Thanks again for watching. I will see you guys next time.